Do you have any tips for when your elbows keep laying on the desk table and start hurting every day after? Yeah, I have tips for that. So the main issue is that you're laying your elbow on the table. I currently don't have any problems with posture, but when I did have problems with posture, here's what I changed. So first of all, there's chair height, right? So I've got these. So what happens when these are the same height as the table and I put my arms on them and I sit up straight? Okay, now they're actually a little too high. But if I do this, that's about right. It looks like it's too low, but this feels about right. These are also movable outwards and inwards. See? Okay. So what you see here is an arm that is supported in multiple places, not just the elbow. I'm not gaming like this, right? And not just the wrist. I'm not gaming like this. These are unnatural pressures when everything is on your wrist. I mean, everything is unnatural. We're not touching grass, am I right? But you don't want to have your whole arms, shoulders, whatever, leaning on your wrist while you're gaming. Sometimes it's a space issue, right? But you don't want to game like this. And you don't want to game like this. Now there's also a lot of pressure on my wrists. You want to be in a natural position, relatively straight but relaxed and not tense. No discomfort. Arm generally supported in multiple places. And another way to do that is not to use armrests at all, but to sit closer to your table, like so. So what you can do is you can move the whole shebang forward. Keyboard, forward, right? If your mousepad is not big enough, you move the mousepad forward as well. Now what you're seeing is my arm is equally supported at many different places, with my elbow pertinently not touching the table. So the elbow is pointy. So when we're doing this and we're gaming like this, whether that's on our armrest or on our table, that's a lot of pressure in one place. I'm not a physician, so definitely talk to an ergonomics professor or whatever, or your GP. But as far as I know, you have a nerve here that's called the ulnar nerve. I once hurt the ulnar nerve. When you hurt it, you'll feel it by a numbness in your pinky, exactly half of your ring finger, which is trippy as fuck. And all the way along here until your elbow. And I did that because I pressured my elbow. So I made a change. I reinvestigated my table height, which for me is 74 cm high. I made sure that my chair height is correct, which allows me to be having my feet flat on the floor. That's not a poop streak, by the way. I think that's food or something. Flat on the floor, so you don't want to game like this, and you don't want to game like this either. Flat on the floor. My knees are roughly a 90 degrees angle. You can see that my seat is long enough. Many people, they buy a random seat, not realizing that if the seat is only this long, there's now extra pressure on the little part of your leg that is supported by the seat. And this whole bit, like this whole bit, not being supported, that just means your seat is too short. So there's all kinds of posture situations that you can improve. Generally the key is 90-degree angle, but the real key is when you have any discomfort, reinvestigate, stand up, stretch, relax, take a break. The one thing you don't want to do is to work through the pain. If you're starting to notice any numbness, any pain, stand up, relax, reinvestigate. Is my table too low, too high? Is my chair too low, too high? Is my chair too short, too high, etc. But the biggest help of all for me was more arms on the table. Gaming like this and stopping to use armrests, because armrests are almost never exactly high enough. They're either too high or too low. So I like this. Not everyone has enough table space for it. You can invest in a new table. If you can't invest, take breaks. Definitely don't do this. This is going to be very bad for your neck area. As you can see, The bed is supporting most of the body, but then a very acute angle at the shoulders and neck, leading to, no doubt, lots of pain when he wakes up. Also, the asymmetry in the pulse, not a good idea. There's a turning of the spine that is ill-advised. Ideally, he should be using a pillow in between his arms in order to create a little bit of alleviation. I will demonstrate. It's not the first time he's forgotten. See, that's a lot more relaxed, a lot more comfortable. Can do the same thing at the back. Gonna put something between the legs, a lot more comfortable. And then when it comes to the head, you definitely want to make sure that the head is well supported at all times. Right now he's not feeling it, but later we'll have a long conversation about proper lying posture.